Hecksher-Ohlin theory is raised by Swiss Heckscher in 1919. He mentioned that the use of factor endowments or factor production level to interpret the cause of international trade. Several years later, Heckscher student Ohlin in 1933, he inherited Heckscher's thoughts that and published its literature named Regional Trade and International Trade. He proposed in details about using methods that are based on factor endowment to explain the international trade. He also won the Nobel Prize in 1977 for this achievement. The general idea of Heckscher-Ohlin's theory is that each country should exert its advantage in factor abundance. This theory relies on assumptions that are almost the same as Ricardian, but is different with a different origin. That is, with the same factor productivity, and explains the product cost difference in other perspectives. Heckscher-Ohlin's theory states that if the production functions and factor endowments are the same for sectors in different countries, there is no transportation and security cost in the trade process. International trade does neither benefit nor hurt international trade participants. The exchange of two types of products generates international trade benefits. The Heckscher-Ohlin states international trade and domestic trade are trades in different boundaries. We divide the big boundaries according to difference in factor relative abundance into sub-boundary and sub-sub-boundaries. IT and domestic trade have the same causes and characteristics. Therefore, there is a distinct difference between them. The comparative advantage relies on two assumptions. First is the factor endowment. The countries differ in factor endowments, and factor proportions also differ in variety of products. According to the unit factor input, products can be classified into the labor-intensive. Thus, it is the more labor-relative input in per unit of production, and capital-intensive. That is the more capital input in per unit of production. And Heckscher-Ohlin states that the factor abundance is the determinant and cause of the comparative advantage. A country will specialize in producing and exporting its relative abundant and factor-intensive products to gain the comparative advantage in the trade. The exchange will eliminate the difference in return to factor between trade partners. That will eventually equalize the relative factor prices. The factor-intensive definition we have already introduced in our last lecture.